Good morning. I'm CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1 Public Information Officer Isaac Sanchez. And today we've brought together several speakers to present information specific to the evacuation warnings and orders associated with the River and Carmel fires. First up, Monterey County Sheriff Steve Bernal.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. So yesterday, the Monterey County Sheriffs, in cooperation with CAL FIRE, issued evacuation warnings in zones 17, 18, and 19, and that included everything down through the village down to Laurellis Grade and east over Laurellis Grade towards Corral de Tierra, San Venancio. This morning, we issued evacuation orders in those zones. We're trying to give people plenty of time today. What we're trying to do is based on the weather that's predicted to come in late tonight or early tomorrow morning. We want to give everybody plenty of time to gather their belongings and get out of the area. We realize there's very few arteries that lead out of Carmel Valley and out towards 101, but we remind you, as you leave Carmel Valley, Laurellis Grade, and down Highway 68, we ask you to exit out. If you're leaving the area, exit out through Highway 101 southbound. So yesterday, zones 17, 18, and 19, those included Carmel Valley Road north to Laurellis Grade and east of Laurellis Grade to Highway 68, and that includes the areas west of San Venancio Road, Corral de Tierra community, and we're asking you to leave the area immediately. But also, we're trying to give everybody plenty of time, and we're asking you to be out of there by tonight, by dark. All areas, Zone 17 is all areas south of Highway 68 from San Venancio Road to Laurellis Grade, to include all roads east of Laurellis Grade and La Rancheria Road to south, and all areas west of San Venancio Road. Zone 18 from Klondike Canyon Road to Laurellis Grade, north on Laurellis Grade from Carmel Valley Road to La Rancheria. And this includes all communities northeast of Carmel Valley Road and all communities east of Laurellis Grade, to include Carmel Valley Road, Laurellis Grade, La Rancheria, and all the tributary roads. Again, these are all evacuation orders. We're giving you plenty of time today to do whatever you can to remove all your animals. We have the SPCA that's assisting us. If you need assistance, just let the deputies know during the evacuation that you need assistance with pets, but we'd like to get this done today. Since then, we've issued an evacuation warnings in zones 20 and 21. The evacuation warnings for zone 20 includes all areas and roads south of Highway 68 from Laurellis Grade Road, extending west to York Road, Camino Saucito, and extending south to Carmel Valley Road. All areas and roads north of Carmel Valley Road from Laurellis Grade Road, extending west to Shedder Road. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office has issued an evacuation warning for Zone 21, and this includes areas west on Carmel Valley Road from Pine Tree Lane to Rancho San Carlos, and this includes communities south of Carmel Valley Road to include Carmel Valley Road, Rancho San Carlos, and all tributary roads. These zones, you can find them on our Monterey County Sheriff's Office Facebook page and at CAL FIRE BEU Facebook page also. So if you have any questions on which zones you belong in, please go to our Facebook page or CAL FIRE's Facebook page. We're asking everybody, I'd like everybody just to rest assured that all evacuated zones that we've ordered, we have deputy sheriffs patrolling those daily and at night, making sure people that don't belong there, we're either going to arrest them or we're going to get them on their way. But I assure you, if we catch anybody looting up in those areas, they will go to jail. We will arrest them. We've had no reports of looters. We've had firefighters have seen some people up on the firing lines, and we've gone up there, and they haven't actually been looters. They've been people just taking pictures of the fire. We're asking everybody to stay out of these fire zones unless you have escort or permission from CAL FIRE or the Sheriff's Office, we're asking you to stay out of these fire zones. Once again, if you're coming to the Monterey Peninsula area this weekend, we ask you not to. We're going to have a lot of traffic. We have another fire down in Highway 1 in the Big Sur area, and any equipment that they need down there is going to be coming through Highway 1, Highway 68. This is going to be their only access down to that fire. We're going to have a lot of people leaving Carmel Valley, the village. They're going to be leaving down Carmel Valley Road over Laurellis Grade and down Highway 68. We're asking you not to travel these roads if you don't have any business traveling these roads. We want to try and minimize the congestion as much as we can. And we appreciate the community's cooperation. Again, this order, we're giving people a lot of time. We're giving them all day today. We don't want people to panic. And just because this is an order, we don't want people to panic. There's really no reason to panic. This is precautionary. We want, this is based on the weather coming in. And I just want you to know you have time today to gather your belongings and not panic and just make your way out of the evacuation order zones. And again, thank you for your cooperation. Everybody that we've evacuated, we've warned, we've had, the residents have been great, and we appreciate your cooperation. Next, I'd like to introduce CAL FIRE incident meteorologist, James Dudley.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff. If I get my microphone right here. There we go. Okay, so for the weather on this incident, what we have happening here is, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. We have a big change in the pattern coming. We are expecting moisture and thunderstorms to move up from the south. This will start late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and become a threat throughout tomorrow morning and afternoon. As these storms move to the north, we have what are called gusty outflow winds from these thunderstorms. And when you have gusty outflow winds, you can get wind speeds gusting to as high as 65 miles per hour. These storms are not projected to pinpoint the fire area. However, these thunderstorms could move through the fire area. So I want to let you know we don't see a big storm taking a beeline on the fire right now, but the threat of storms forming and moving into the area tomorrow is certainly real. In addition to the gusty outflow winds, there could be some lightning strikes and also a change in the wind pattern over the fire area, combined with the threat of the gusty outflow winds, could make for some very dangerous weather conditions in the next 24 to 36 hours. As a result, the National Weather Service in Monterey has issued, or will be issuing if it hasn't gone out just yet, a red flag warning for gusty outflow winds and dry lightning, and that takes effect at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, and that will be continuing through the day on Monday, as we expect the potential for additional thunderstorms on Monday. So the weather can be a serious thing. So again, with gusty outflow winds and possible winds that strong into the fire area, keep aware of the weather and what's going on. And thank you very much. The next speaker we're going to bring up is Monterey County Board of Supervisors for District 5, Supervisor Mary Adams.
Good morning. I have just a few things I wanted to comment on today. The first is that I wanted to thank the sheriff for making it very clear this is not the time for panic. This is the time, though, to prepare. Ensure that you pull the things together that you want to take with you should you be in a warning area. If you already have received the mandatory evacuation notice, I urge you to follow the rules and to pay attention to that notice and leave now. The other thing I want to do, though, is say a very, very, very big thank you to all of the people from throughout the state and throughout the country who have come here putting their lives on the line to protect us. I know that many of you have the opportunity to put a sign out on your house or to give a fond wave to them as they drive by. Just please know how important it is for us to show the appreciation for everything that they're doing on our behalf. That's all I'll say for the moment, and what I'm very proud to do, though, is to introduce the CAL FIRE Monterey San Benito Unit Chief, David Fulcher. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. We are here today again for an abundance of caution, or out of abundance of caution. We're upgrading our evacuation warnings that we currently have to orders and issuing a few more evacuation warnings. As a reminder, evacuation warnings are basically our request to you to prepare, to go make sure you have everything ready so that when we actually issue the evacuation order, we're asking you at that point to actually initiate the plan, pack your cars up, and drive away. We're intended that to be immediate, not to wait until nighttime, but to try and get out as fast as possible with minimizing any additional hazard or panic. So I just want to make sure we're clear on that. But the reason why this abundance of caution is that we have a weather forecast this weekend that continues to predict warmer and drier conditions. And as a result of the Hurricane Genevieve, which will be bringing thunderstorms in the area early Sunday through Tuesday, Fire Weather Watch has actually issued, or was issued by the National Weather Service for lightning and with little to no rain in our general area. As James mentioned, it could bring in erratic winds, more dry lightning, so that's the reason why we're asking you to do this. I'll give you a little update of what's going on in the state itself, is that we have over 13,700 firefighters on the front line. We have nearly 24 major fires and lightning complexes across the state, with 12,000 lightning strikes, with over 100 occurring yesterday. And the result, since August the 15th, we've had 585 new fires burning for nearly a total of 1 million acres. That's significant for us, for where we're at, focusing on Monterey County itself. An update on our fires. The river fire is 44,987 acres with 12% contained, and the Carmel fire is 5,523 acres and 5% contained. And down in Big Sur, the Dolan fire is roughly 14,000 acres and 0% contained. This is a small portion of what's going on in the state. These are taking a lot of our resources. The rest of the state is taking a lot of our resources. And we're giving resources, by the way, throughout the state. We can't do this without your help. We can't do this without you out there preparing, following our direction, supporting us, and basically putting your lives in our hands and trusting us with our expertise that we're doing what's right for you. And as we can get you out as fast as possible, as safe as possible, we're going to protect you. We're going to protect our firefighters. We're going to protect our first responders and law enforcement officers. And we're going to get in here. We're going to minimize our fires, protect it as fast as possible, and try and get you back into your homes as safely and rapidly as possible as well on the backside. So we just ask for you to support us. We ask you to visit County Monterey, and I'll give you the website for www.co.monterey@ca.us/2020 for your evacuation maps as well. We also ask you to register for the emergency evacuation notices through alertmontereycounty.org. And we also, for those of you that are preparing right now, if you wish to have guides for how to prepare, we ask you to go to www.readyforwildlandfire.org. And then for updated information from CAL FIRE, you can go to our Twitter feed or our Facebook feed at CAL FIRE BEU. Thank you very much. And next up will be our Incident Commander, Nick Truax.
All right, good morning. I just wanted to briefly get up and say that we've got over 1,500 firefighters on the lines here trying to protect your communities. And my biggest thing would be just to
follow the orders and the direction of the sheriff's office and the firefighters that you've been given to keep yourselves safe and keep my firefighters that are out on the line safe. We are definitely, we're preparing for the worst, and we are hoping for the best in this event. So hopefully we'll get through this better. So hopefully this does not change things on us, and we will go forward from there. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. That was very informative. We did receive a few questions. First question, let's go ahead and, for the sheriff, could you please confirm the evacuation order locations again, and then address what happens when people are outside of the evacuation zone and want to return home for items? Thank you.
They want the whole evacuation orders, locations. Oh, Las Palmas. So, if I understand the question right, the Las Palmas and Pine Canyon area is still under an evacuation order. I'm hopeful that towards the beginning of the first part of this next week, it's up to CAL FIRE. They have a process they go through to make sure that things are safe for people to repopulate their homes. But I know it's going to be through this weekend. We've got a lot of weather coming through. We want to make sure it's safe for residents to return to the Las Palmas and Pine Canyon areas along River Road. Believe me, once we give people evacuation orders and we we get you out of your homes, we want to get you back into your homes as soon as we can. And as soon as we do, I can release a lot of sheriff's deputies from those areas, a lot of CHP that are in those areas. We could release them to other areas where we need them. But we do have sheriff deputies patrolling those areas just to make sure the people that shouldn't be in there aren't in there. I apologize. What was the other question? Oh, if once you're out of the evacuation order zone, we're not going to allow people back in, especially the weather. The way the weather is predicted, we're just not going to take any risks this weekend. We're giving people plenty of time to get all of your belongings today. We issued this evacuation order early this morning, around 9 o'clock, just to give people the whole day to get all the belongings they need. So this is plenty of time. We had a warning yesterday. This gave you time to prepare last night, yesterday, and we're giving you plenty of time today to get everything you need. If you need assistance, if you have elderly, if you have disabilities, animals, just let the deputies know when they come to your door and evacuate. Just let them know what issues you might have, and we'll do our best to accommodate you. We'll connect you with somebody that can help you remove your animals. We're working with the SPCA. If we need to help provide transportation for you, we'll do that. We'll do everything we can to help you get out of your residence safely and out of the area. So we're here to assist you. But again, we're giving you plenty of time to do that, and we appreciate your cooperation. But we're not going to let people back in to the evacuated zones that have been ordered once you leave your residence. We're not going to let people back in, especially after tonight when the weather turns bad. We're not going to take any risks. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. There was a question about the difference between an evacuation order and an evacuation warning. So we'll just cover that real quick. An evacuation warning means there is time to prepare, but that time is now. Don't put it off until later. Get your things together. And like the sheriff just said, if you have if you're unable to move and you need assistance evacuating because of large animals or mobility issues, you need to start planning for that now and reaching out via the appropriate channels, whether they're through family or the cooperators, county services like the sheriff just mentioned. Essentially, an evacuation order means that there is an imminent life threat. The fire's here. The time to leave is now. Your preparation should have been completed by now, so it's time to leave the area. And for one final question, Chief, people are asking as to whether there were any injuries to firefighters.
All right, so far we've had 7 minor injuries to firefighters, 4 or 5 heat-related. We had a bee sting yesterday that caused some anaphylactic, but they've all been minor, treated, and released. And then we've also had the one civilian burn injury which happened on the 2nd or 3rd day, and that person declined medical treatment, and that's all that we've been made aware of.
Thank you, Chief. This concludes the press conference. For tips on what folks can do to prepare themselves, their families, and their homes from the threat of wildfire, please visit readyforwildfire.org. To register for evacuation alerts within Monterey County, please visit alertmontereycounty.org. And as always, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching @CalFireBEU. There you will find our twice daily incident update sheets, which contain information not only on our fire, but how to find information on fires that are surrounding Monterey County, such as the Santa Cruz Lightning Series and the other fire burning to the south within Monterey County, which is named the Dolan Fire. Thank you.